To create great employee experiences, I think there are a few things that organizations need to understand and they can focus on, right? Number one is to understand what I call the employee experience equation, which is culture times technology times physical space equals employee experience. Meaning that every leader, every organization needs to understand that there are three environments that they can control and shape and design for: culture, technology, and space. In my book, The Employee Experience Advantage, I talk about elements and attributes underneath each one. There are 10 things for culture, there are 3 things for technology, and there are 4 things for space. But broadly speaking, those are the 3 environments, and organizations, leaders just need to understand that, hey, these are the 3 things that we can design and create for. That's number one. Do you want to hear something really crazy? 96% of the people who watch videos on this channel are not subscribed. Help me change that number around by subscribing so that you can get access to more videos just like this one. And now let's get back to the content. Number 2 is I think leaders need to understand the moments that matter in the lives of their employees. We traditionally have this concept of the employee life cycle, which a lot of people know. It's, the circular image, and it's attract, hire, nurture, retain, transition, blah, 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 blah. The problem with that is that that's not how employees view their time with you. If you were to go to any one of your employees and say, hey, what stage are you in? They're going to look at you like you're nuts. Like, what do you mean? What stage am I in? Who are you? But instead, if you go to one of your employees and say, hey, how's it going at the company? They're going to respond to you in terms of moments. Oh, I'm working on this really big project. I just got promoted. I'm having a really hard time with this client. It's moments. And so leaders need to understand the moments that matter in the lives of their employees. These could be personal moments, or these could be work-related moments. Buying my first house. I'm going through a divorce. We had our first child, right? What are these moments, whether personal or professional, that matter in the lives of your employees, and how do you design experiences around them? A classic one that a lot of organizations get wrong is an employee's first day on the job, right? How many times do you hear stories an employee's first day on the job and it's like, nobody greets them, they get to their desk, they have like a laptop that's folded down with a Post-it note on it that says welcome. They try to log into things, they can't access anything, they got to go to IT, they eat lunch by themselves. It's a terrible experience on day one. And then they get home and their spouse or a significant other says, hey honey, how was your day? You say, man, it sucked. Nobody even knew I was there. I felt like a cog. I had lunch by myself. Like, it was terrible. And immediately from day one, you're kind of like, I don't know if this is the right choice for me. So moments that matter in the lives of your employees, crucial. Another thing that organizations can do, you put people in positions of power who care. I can talk to you about employee experience all day long, but if you have leaders in your company who are like, command and control, I'm gonna tell you what to do, you shut up and do your job. It doesn't matter how much I tell you, it doesn't matter what books I recommend, that's how it's gonna be. And I've actually talked to a lot of CEOs, a lot of leaders in organizations who are making changes to their leadership team. And they're being very upfront and saying, look, if you're not on board with this new direction, then either these leaders are going to end up leaving the company, they're going to transition, we're going to try to coach them and mentor them. If they're not able to get on board, they can't be a part of this company. And we're going to see more and more of that going forward. So put people in positions of power who care about employee experience and putting people first. And the last thing that I can recommend is to treat your organization much more like a laboratory and less like a factory. Factories are linear, they're process-centric, they're all about the status quo. It's, the pyramid hierarchy, right? That's how the factories operate. Laboratories, on the other hand, they test, they experiment, they innovate, they embrace failure, there's coaching, there's data. That's how we need to think about this stuff. You're not gonna get everything right the first time when it comes to employee experience. You're gonna make mistakes, people might get angry, people might get frustrated. That's okay. It's part of the process of learning what your employees care about and what they value. Because really what we're doing, we're creating experiences with our employees, not for them. But I think those are 4 places where organizations can start to create better experiences for their employees.